And welcome into another edition of the Redhawk Report. We're joined by Taliyah Clark of women's basketball. Taliyah, thanks for hopping on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely. I think you're the first athlete we've had on the show since maybe Aaron Nettles' last season that's actually from this city and from this area. Mm-hmm. So in different perspective, what made you choose Seattle U.S. after Bishop Blanchette?
Well, I was already kind of used to the Seattle area, so I'm actually from like Linwood, so I'm not like really from here, but
we'll claim you.
Yeah. I just wanted to stay close because like I'm really close to my family, so and have a really special bond with my siblings, so being close and like having them at my games is like special to me. And not just my family, but like my friends also can come, and I just didn't feel like I really wanted to be too far away, so it was just a perfect fit.
You are now going into your sophomore year. In your sophomore year, what has that jump been like from freshman year to now your second year in the program?
It was very different. Last year, freshman year, we had a lot of very skilled players, so I was kind of second string, kind of, as you could say. So this year I have a bigger role in starting and having being a captain. I'm just more of a leader, and I feel like last year really helped me because I was the only freshman last year. So it kind of gives me more of a role to help guide all the new freshmen that we have this year.
Yeah, it is a very young team this year opposed to last season. Did it feel natural going into that leadership role despite only being your second year, or was it something you had to learn to do?
I think it was just easy for me. I've always been like a leader. I think of myself as like a coach on the floor, so I'm always talking, and it also helps when they trust me, so they ask me questions, and it gives me an opportunity to coach them from the sideline or even on the court with them. So, yeah.
Do you have you talked about being coach on the floor, but do you have a style? Is it more, hey, I want to lead by example, I'm a vocal leader, are you the person that always keeps everybody loose? Like, do you have a leadership style that you would describe yourself as?
I would say I try to lead by example, but sometimes the freshmen, they are down on themselves a lot just because they mess up, and obviously they're going to make mistakes. So I just try to let them know they're okay, and try to I would say vocal. Just try to let them know that it's okay to make mistakes and that they're going to fix it, and then that they're fine. They're going to be okay.
It's been kind of an up and down season, obviously, but you guys have caught on fire as of late. Going back to that leadership style again, how has it been trying to keep everybody's spirits high, waiting for the performances and the results to come up as well?
Yeah, we talk about it every day in the locker room. It started off, we weren't doing so well in the beginning, and I think that brought us kind of down, but definitely the leadership from Peyton stepped up, and Irina, and basically just having the older upperclassmen telling us, or the freshmen or even the underclassmen that we are going to be okay, and this is a long stretch, but we will find a way to improve. I think really helped and gave everybody confidence, and so I think that we did go on a stretch, and that was because we actually trusted each other, and we actually moved the ball really well, and we weren't doing too much of that in the earlier seasons, but as we get to know each other more and know how each other play, that just goes in with it. So
that trip down to Utah, you guys went 2-0, including the last 3 games. You're averaging 18 points a game, so not only are you leading by example, you're actually going out there and putting up the points as well. Has it been something different within yourself where you're just I'm starting to feel it, or what's that click on? Is it a moment you kind of feel, or is it just in the moment?
It's kind of just in the moment. I feel like people have been playing zone against us a lot more, and we're a threat when we get the ball inside and then move it outside. And we've been moving the ball really well, like I said. So it gives me an opportunity to make shots on the outside, and Peyton and all them find me. So, and then I would just say, yeah, it just happens. I don't know.
Shoot or shoot, right?
Yeah, I just shoot, stay hot.
Hey, that's one way to do it.
Yeah.
You mentioned a little bit earlier you love being home because you have family. Mm-hmm. Easily have the best support in the stands. They're about always left over my shoulders, screaming their hearts out for you. Yeah. What's it feel like to have that family support? I would say every night. I don't know if one night they haven't been there.
Yeah. It's actually, it makes me feel really well, really good. When we go like I always think about it like some of my teammates are from different countries or like different parts, and like they can't always have their parents there, and like I personally could not imagine like my parents not being there, just because throughout my whole life, like in high school, AAU, like they were always there. And so to me, like this is it's like really special to like look up in the stands, and like if I'm doing bad or something, or like something happens, like they just kind of like reassure me like that I'm like doing okay, and that like that play might have been messed up, but this next one I'm gonna, or like they critique me, like I'll like if my shot's off, they'll be like, oh, you need to like follow through, like fix your, like use your legs. So like it's just always having that support, and like knowing that like whenever they're here, like I'm okay.
Obviously, being able to critique that, very knowledgeable with the basketball. Did they kind of put you into basketball at an early age? Were there any other sports that they kind of put you in and said, hey, you might be talented at this?
No, I'd never wanted to play. So I grew up, my brother played. He played since he was like kindergarten. And like I would always go to his games, but like I never watched, I never played. And like they would ask me like, do you want to play? And I'd be like, no, I don't really want to. Like I did ballet, but that was like that wasn't real. So, but yeah, I never really wanted to play basketball, and they like never pushed it on me. It was just like when I wanted to play, or like if I did want to play, like it was up to me. And so I didn't end up playing until like 4th grade, and then it just from there was.
Fell in love?
Yeah. I was already naturally good at it, I guess.
Sometimes it just takes one try. We have done previous interviews. Kari Churchenbow was on a little bit earlier, and she mentioned you were the funniest person on the team. And I mentioned that in the hallway after that, and you said, yeah, that's true. So you've always been really funny. Is it just something that, you know, everybody just cracks up? You can say the littlest thing. Do you have that natural ability to make people laugh?
Yeah, actually, I think I'm really funny. So, and it makes me, I think the thing that gets everybody is like I'll say a joke, or like I'll say something and I'll laugh. And so when I laugh, they're like, what? And then they laugh. But I just think I just say the jokes at the right time.
Hey, yeah.
And I think personally I am really funny. And I would say I am the funniest on the team.
Are you the type of person that will laugh before you finish the joke?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
I can't
butcher
stop.
stuff so
Yeah.
much. I always feel like I'm so funny.
No, I'm so funny. And they're like, they get like lost, because like I'll be telling them what happened or something, and I'm starting to laugh really hard. And then they're sitting there like, really, like, come on. And I'm like, I'm sorry, it's just too funny. And then it ends up not being funny.
I think people don't get how funny some people are, but no,
that's okay.
I'm glad you have that confidence that you're that funny. Going on to more fun questions here. Obviously, you talked about it's such a young team, a couple of returning, upperclassmen, and you talked about Peyton and Irina. Has there been a freshman or a new transfer player that you've really like taken under your wing, that you've really seen as kind of like your little, I guess, for a better or lack of a better word?
Yeah, I think Noemi and Maya. Just coming in, it was like from the beginning, like right when they committed here, they reached out to me and like were asking me a bunch of questions, and like I was helping them throughout like setting up all of their like my Seattle U and stuff like that. So I think them two, they really like take pride in like hearing what I have to say, and like they don't ever take anything that I say like personal, especially like in a heated moment, like in the game. Like obviously there's going to be heated moments, and like some things might come out in a different tone than like obviously than I tried. So I just like I want to give them a lot of props for dealing with me and having, or like always being coachable and like listening to what I have to say, because I was in their shoes last year. And yeah.
Your time here hasn't been long, but you have experienced a lot so far. Has there been a road trip or an away game that's really stood out as a great bonding, or is just a great time so far in your early career?
I would say Greece. Greece really helped. It was early, and we didn't really know much about each other, just off of like a couple practices. I think we had 10 practices before we went to Greece. So I think Greece was a very big turning point in all of our friendships, and we got to bond a lot. And I think this last trip to Utah, actually, we like hung out a lot, and we talked, and it's just like we did stuff outside of like just basketball. So we would like walk to Target, or like we get like coffees and ice cream together. So I think that like really helps, and I think those are probably like the most memorable moments.
You are a communications major.
Yes.
Good job on picking the right major. Is there something you want to do after basketball that communication is going to help you with, or what was the reasoning behind that major choice?
Yeah, so I always said that if basketball didn't go as far as I wanted it to, or like whatever, that I would take communications as a way to like still stay around basketball. So like sports analysis, or like even like a sideline reporter, or something that like that could connect me still with basketball, because it's like I have a lot of knowledge of basketball. So I think trying to push my major onto staying on the basketball side would be most ideal.
Well, Trevor's off camera, but I think we're hiring. So, whenever you're done with basketball, hopefully not anytime soon, but we'd love to have you out on the broadcast.
Thank you.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Last question here to get you out. If you were stuck on a deserted island and you had one phone call, so if they pick up, great. If they don't, oh well, that's your one phone call, and you need someone to come rescue you, who would you call on the team between players and coaching staff? On the team only, and staff.
Ooh, Erin.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the reason?
She always answers. Like, I'll text her and she'll answer me right away. Or like I'll call her. It doesn't, like, I won't even tell her I'm going to call her, or like I'll FaceTime her and she answers like in first couple rings. So yeah, Erin.
All right, Erin, easy choice.
Yeah.
Pressure's on you though, so if Taliyah ever gets lost, just expect that phone
You better
call.
answer.
But Taliyah, we thank you for joining the Redhawk Report, and good luck on the rest of the season.
Thank you.